Hey friends, welcome back to OG Universe. Thank you so much for stopping by and spending some time with me as we see some results from some toy surgery I did on some Superman figures and a Wonder Woman figure. Wonder Woman is sorely lacking representation in my DC Multiverse collection. They've made a few of her, not enough. I think they need to make some more in 2025 and get that classic comic book look. Unfortunately, that McFarlane Collector Edition version of Wonder Woman, which was spectacular, eluded me. I could not get that figure. Pre-orders sold out extremely quickly, and here at retail, we did not come across it. I'm hoping one day I come across it at a Comic Con or maybe on Marketplace or something like that. But man, I hope we get a new version of Wonder Woman in 2025. But in the meantime, we did some customization and we kind of did a different look on Wonder Woman. So what we did, we took the Wonder Woman from Shazam Fury of the Gods. I got that on Amazon for a really good deal. And I'm so happy I was able to do a bit of a customization job on it, some toy surgery. We put the head from the Endless Winter Wonder Woman, which is this body buck right here. And the body buck is it needs paint. It needs a lot of paint. I think I'm going to go to town and just repaint the heck out of this figure. But it was a good body buck because it provided this head sculpt, which I think looks really nice on this figure. I did have to repaint the gold to match the gold on the entire figure, but we gave her the sword from Endless Winter. We gave her the shield from our McFarlane designed Wonder Woman, which looks really nice. I've used this on Hawkman as well. Fantastic piece. And I really like this look on Wonder Woman. This head sculpt with the braid, the battle armaments on the headpiece looks fantastic, and it just adds something different to your collection and give Wonder Woman a really unique look. Had her in my Dark Side shorts, and man, I just thought she looked really cool. And it's a different approach for Wonder Woman. Hopefully, down the road in 2025, we'll see a brand new Wonder Woman. Maybe something from the new Wonder Woman comic that's out. The artwork in it is incredible. The designs look phenomenal. Hopefully, we'll see something like that in the future. But for now, yeah, we got this Wonder Woman. Now, I want to talk about the head that came on this figure, and it's a really stellar head. This is probably the best Gal Gadot head sculpt that we've gotten from McFarlane, and it suits the figure well, but it was a little bit too big for my likings. Now, I've seen a lot of people unfortunately damage this head sculpt because this tiara piece is a separate piece and it's not attached to the head. You do have to do some toy surgery, some boil and popping to get this to fit on properly. So please, guys, let's give you a word of advice. If you want to get this on properly, you got to boil the head for at least 4 to 5 minutes. I mean, it needs to be extremely soft. So what you need to do is very gently put your hands and just pry this hair from the face sculpt. Do it very slowly and gently, and do it on both sides, and you'll be able to fit this tiara in no problem. I've seen some other reviewers do it, and unfortunately, they've damaged the side of the face. Paint has been lifted off because the glue is attached to the face, and it's just a shame to see something like that. So just take your time. It is possible. You can't even tell by looking at this figure that this tiara was a separate piece that you had to add on to the figure. It turned out really well. Just use that slow approach method and you'll be completely fine. And then you got an alternate head sculpt for any other Wonder Woman figures. And I'm thinking I might go through my Wonder Woman collection and see if this head will fit on some other figures that I have. But really do like the way it looked. And if you wanted to, you can put it on this Endless Winter body buck. Now, I don't have it all the way in. You can, and it should fit no problem. But the one thing I don't like about it is the color from the hair to this cape, this cloak match. And I really don't like that. So you'd have to do maybe this in a darker tone or add some highlights to it or something, or paint her hair black if you really wanted to go that route, just to set it apart, because it does match up a little too much in my opinion, but still it's something different. So if you wanted to swap the head off of this figure, you can use this alternate head from the Fear of the Gods version, and it still completes your Wonder Woman, and it looks pretty darn good too. So that's a nice little touch here. Now, the Cyborg Superman, one of my favorite new figures that has come out, and it's a striking figure, beautiful sculpt, had some great metallic paint on the arm, but unfortunately it didn't have the same metallic paint on the chest, the neck, the jawline. What we got stuck with was this gray, dull gray. That didn't match up with the metallic silver paint, so we just took our silver paint marker and just painted the rest of the chest, the spacers, the jawline, the neck, and I really think it improved the quality of this figure, and it's really improved the liking this figure a lot more than I did, because it was really high on my anticipated list of figures, but to see the different stark contrasting colors, this didn't work for me. You do have to paint the spacers as well, use a metallic marker for that. The arm joint right in here was gray, and it looked terrible. On the back here as well, this was all gray, so I repainted all that silver, and I think it's a simple, easy procedure to do, nothing major. Paint goes on great. Check out my short for that. I believe in my short I showed the paint marker, but it's from, I think, Artist Loft. It's a really vibrant, bright metallic paint, and it looks great on this figure. So easy, simple to do customization. Now, one other thing I had to do, yeah, the S logo. The S logo was painted so badly, it was splotchy. There was like letter tones, darker tones. So all I did is just get my paint marker, retouched it, made it look a little bit better, a little bit glossy, and man, it suits this figure to a T. Looks awesome. So we got your definite completed look for Cyborg Superman. Look at these guys, they're back towards us. Come on, guys. So we got some 3 Supermans here that are some really simple, easy to do customs. The one here in particular, this is off of my Hush body buck. No extensions in the torso used. I did swap out the neck peg, and I put the head from Red Sun Superman onto this figure. And man, I just think it really represents a very cool looking Superman, a very stoic, powerful looking Superman. I mean, this head would look great on a Ultraman figure as well from the Crime Syndicate. That'd be something cool as well. But you do have some great range of motion. You can get some really dynamic flight poses. It's a very imposing, tough looking Superman. I did have this head on my Spirit of the God Shazam figure for a little bit. Wasn't feeling it. Wasn't working out for me. I didn't like it. But it suits this body buck perfectly. I really do like the way it worked. Simple boil and pop, no extra surgery. I already had an extended neck peg in this figure, so you're good to go. You don't have that stumpy version of Superman, and man, the articulation, it's there. Lots of range of movement, and it looks just awesome. So very easy to do. I'm very happy that turned out well. And then we got this guy here. This is from the Crisis on Infinite Earths wave. I absolutely love this figure. It's definitely one of the best Superman body bucks that has come out in a long time. Definitely replacing my Hush version. This could almost be my definitive Superman now. It's got the head sculpt from the Rebirth Superman, which kind of gives this a John Byrne look. If you don't know who John Byrne is, do a Google search, do a YouTube search. He did an epic run on Superman and kind of revitalized his origin and storytelling, and has some dynamic artwork. A long time X-Men artist as well. So really, man, this turned out so nicely. Now with this one, he has such a freaking thick neck on this Superman that I did have to swap out the neck peg, give him an extended neck peg. So it was just a little too stubby, and it did improve the range of motion, but do have some great side attitude. But the head, or excuse me, the neck is really thick. So just be careful. And yeah, I think it turned out pretty well, and it suits the figure. The skin tones match up quite nicely. This has been a real dynamic Superman. I absolutely love this. I think this might be my definitive, with a couple of touches and a little simple toy surgery we might have to do in the future, which I'll show you in a second. Now, this here is my definitive Superman. Spent a lot of time doing some toy surgery on it in my early days on YouTube. Well, early days. I've been on YouTube for about a year, but some of my early videos, I did some toy surgery, and I extended the torso on this figure. There's a peg in here that just needs to be dropped down. I swapped out the neck peg for an extended neck peg to give him much better range of motion. It doesn't have that stumpy neck thing going on. And I really love the way the Superman turned out. But one thing was missing was the S logo. I didn't like, excuse me, excuse me, I didn't like the S logo, how it was on that figure. It was very, just a dull, plain logo. The Rebirth Superman had this bright, metallic, shiny logo, which I really liked. I thought about painting, but I didn't want to take a chance screwing it up, and that one was right there. So, with some simple boil and popping, well, on one figure, it worked out very easily. On the Rebirth Superman, this comes out extremely easily. It was about 5 minutes of boiling, and boom, it came out. Use a flathead screwdriver and just pried it out very gently. Came out no problem. Conversely, on this Superman, we had some issues. And as you can tell, a little bit of damage right here because this took me over an hour, right, hour and a half of boiling it, prying it off softly with that screwdriver, and man, it was glued in so tight. It was ridiculous. But you got an S logo here. Now, what I would think I would do is boil this up to a very high temperature, simply cut it off all its excess parts that snap into the chest very easily. And guess what? We could put this logo right onto Superman. We could have a sculpted raised S logo on this definitive Superman. We just use some super glue, make sure that it's really flat on the backside here so it stays on and fixes onto the chest. But that is something we could do. Hopefully down the road we'll see this actually happen in real figure form. But until then, if you want to go for it, there's a simple solution for that. Some easy toy surgery. I would love to see if any guys out there do it. Let me know. I'd love to hear in the comments how it works out for you. But simple, easy boil and pop toy surgery, nothing too drastic. But I think it's improved the overall look of a lot of these figures. And it's fun to do. It's fun to always swap some head sculpts and do some other things. Now, a couple other things I just want to show you before we close out this video. I'm sure I'm going to get asked in the comments. So with this body buck here, the Superman Rebirth body buck, Infected Hush body buck, same thing. I've taken this figure apart so many times, adjusted the torso, popped out arms, figured out how to do everything safely without damaging the figure because it's still in one piece. Now, I did boil and pop the wrist sockets out for my Dr. Fate fix. Check out my short and video on that. Worked out really well. But I wanted to try some head sculpts on this figure. Now, you can put this Crisis on Infinite Earth's Old Man Superman head on here on the Rebirth body buck, and it looks really good. It fits well. I have tried it on my other figures, which had the neck peg, and it just sits well. Use the extended neck peg, though. That's the best range of motion you're going to get, so it doesn't sit too low on the figure. But yeah, that doesn't look too bad at all. Another one I was dying to try out, and that's the Superboy figure. We got that collector's edition that came with 3 different heads, and unfortunately, it's just way too small for this body buck. And the neck is just so thick, it doesn't fit on properly. I tried it out with the actual neck peg, just didn't look right, didn't fit right, and as you can see, yeah, it's not going to sit well on that head. It sits way too high, just looks goofy. But I thought, just in case you guys wanted to see that, there you go. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. We'll find some other uses for the alternate heads for that Superboy figure. But there you go, guys. A very simple, easy to do toy surgery to improve the quality of your figures, hopefully more to your liking. This really worked out for me. I love the way my Superman figures work. They look great. There's some fun, easy to do boil and pop toy surgery. So definitely, guys, try it out. Let me know how it works out for you. And we'll see you in the next one. Have an awesome day, guys.